So, I've been thinking about a lot of the things that led up to a lot of the decisions I've made in the last week and interactions I've had with people and whether or not I should second guess those interactions and, you know, um, and, um, some of the things I'm upset about, they deal with like specific people, and I don't know how much I should say about specific people. So I do a lot of lightsaber work. I do lightsaber choreo, right? And there was this piece of choreo that I started trying to learn um, last year, or was it the year before? Yeah, I guess it was 2 years ago. So I guess it was the December after Force Awakens had been in the theater. So that December, and then the January and the February, and then I went back to it a couple of times, to try and, anyway, it doesn't matter. At that point, I was having trouble with, um, gosh, see, I can't remember the dates right now. And I guess it was like January and February of 2016. Would that have been right? Yeah. And I'm thinking about that. And one of the guys that wanted me to learn this choreo for the Ray fight, and he wanted me to get a Ray costume, and he was kind of pestering and pestering and pestering. And the last time he and I worked together, uh, I complained that he was hitting too hard, which is something he was always complaining that I was doing, which was interesting, that he wasn't pulling the strikes at all. He was like going full force. And I got kind of mad at him. And he told me that, well, I just wasn't up to being Ray if I couldn't take it. And that was the last time I practiced choreo with him. And I didn't say anything to him about that, and I'm regretting that now, but that certainly impacted like how I interacted with him after that, even though he didn't know it. And then there was like other stuff that happened, you know, this and that, and different things. And I remember them, kind of randomly. And this is like, because I'll make a decision like this person or that person isn't good for me. Right? I'll make that decision. And then I try and distance myself from that person. And then I think, oh, well, actually, it wasn't your fault at all. You didn't need to distance yourself. It's all your fault. You're to blame for all the miscommunication. They didn't really do anything to you. And then I try and I sit down and then I think, oh, but wait a minute. There was that happened. And wait. There was that happened too. There were all these things that led up to the decision to try and distance myself. And it's not like any of that went away just because I started self-blaming rather than allowing them to have some of the responsibility for how for our communication problems. And that's not right of me. It's really difficult when, someone is like family and you love them and there are things about them that you really enjoy spending time with them and you really enjoy doing things, and then something happens and something really hurts, and you try and convey to them how much it hurts, and they just don't care, right? Like the whole toilet seat issue, right? The toilet seat issue. And one of the things with this particular organization, lightsaber organization, was that I felt like I was always intruding, right? I was intruding on practice. I was intruding on events. I would be there. People wouldn't really want me there. People wouldn't talk to me. People wouldn't really look at me. And I just kept thinking, okay, this is my own phobias. This is my own social anxiety. This really isn't my issue. And I just kept getting that door slammed on my foot. And I'm like, why do you keep slamming the door on my foot? And they're like, oh, what? Huh? And I think, okay, so maybe I didn't get my foot slammed in the door. Maybe it really is me. And then the more I keep telling myself that it's not them, it's me, then all I do is think about what a horrible person I am, that these people treat me so badly and exclude me so much. And then, I don't know. And then I go, okay, they're not excluding me. They're not excluding me. They're not, but they are. And it's clear that they are. Why? They don't want to spend time with me. I go and they pretend I'm not there. It's like, because I have other people that I spend time with and they don't pretend I'm not there. They like talk to me. They talk to me and they care about me, and I spend too much time putting my foot into the door of social groups where the people don't want me there. And I don't realize it. Because there are people that actually say they like me and they love me and they care about me. And I don't spend enough time with those people. I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't challenge ourselves to be better people, but I don't think that I am helping myself be a better person by spending time with people who don't acknowledge that I'm there. People who can't tell me apart from anybody else. People who don't notice when I'm there or not. People who assume that I am there when I'm not there. My presence is indifferent to everyone involved. It's like, that is an extraordinarily painful thing to realize. And it's like people say, oh, well, we'll miss you, when I say I'm not going to be there. And I'm like, you don't even speak to me when I am there. And then they get all offended, Oh, I don't know what you mean. It's like, well, there's friends and there's acquaintances, and there are people that used to be friends that are now acquaintances. And I'm just kind of exhausted by, people. And it's like, some people I only ever see on Facebook. And some people think I'm always being combative. And some people assume that I'm very virginal. And some people assume that, I am conservative. Some people assume that I'm very religious, or that I'm very Christian, or that I'm very Jewish. They have all kinds of assumptions about who I am. And they never take any time at all to get to know me. I and I don't know how to deal with that. You know, like, do you pursue people? You know, you can't like pursue them and force them to get to know you. I had thought that, that idea that if you treat people, if you teach people how to treat you, then they'll treat you better. But I either don't teach very well, or that theory just doesn't work. You can't, like, some people just aren't going to learn how to teach you better or treat you differently. They're just going to treat people however they're going to treat people. And you can either spend time around them or you can not spend time around them. I mean, I'm a 45-year-old dyslexic, emotionally challenged, major depression, PTSD, domestic violence rape survivor with asthma and arthritis and all kinds of other issues. And I certainly am no expert. Wouldn't it be nice if I was? Right? You know? It's like, I could just like go, oh, that's my problem. You know? That's what I need to do. And it's like I know that I need to spend more time with people that put more energy into saying they care about me. But somehow it's hard for me to tell who actually cares about me and who only says they care about me because they want things from me. And I'm thinking I have a lot more of the latter in my life. Not ladders, but, people that say that they care about me because they want things from me. A lot more of those in my life than I realized. And that's kind of difficult to manage, Like, how do you manage that? I don't know.